Back football fam, it's time for your college football CFP rankings reaction. This is the final ranking before, well, the next to final ranking before the final one on Sunday, and had a couple teams jump and a couple teams that really just got screwed, man. Starting off with teams that have officially been eliminated: Vanderbilt, Texas, and I think Michigan as well have officially been eliminated from the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in USC as well. You got a bunch of chaos in the middle right there between the number 7 spot and the number 12 spot. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about seeding. We're going to talk about who's really getting screwed in this thing, man. And we're going to talk about some SEC bias. So I'm still on it. I'm not over there yet. No, this new ranking proves it. So
Definitely.
let's find this picture real quick. Let's start there. Alabama moves up ahead of Notre Dame after what they call a gutsy fourth quarter call to go up and beat Auburn, a 5-7 Auburn team. You get rewarded for that victory. And they said Notre Dame just played. It was Stanford. It was just Stanford. That was just a 5-17. I'm just putting it out there. Alabama not better than Notre Dame. Alabama can. They say they're taking the best teams. They can run the ball. I mean, the best teams is playing ball. Alabama can't run the ball. Alabama can't stop the run. Notre Dame can do both. On top of that, Alabama not better than Miami. Standing on that. SEC. I'm just gonna put it out there. This college football playoff ranking brought to you by ESPN and the SEC. They are protecting brands, protecting teams. Even if Alabama loses in the SEC championship game, they are safe. They're in the playoffs because they don't want to set a precedent of penalizing teams for losing the conference championships.
Mm-hmm.
So Alabama's in. Only question is, who's that final end team? Is it BYU? Is it Notre Dame? Is it Miami? Because Notre Dame has officially entered the bubble now that Alabama's jumped in.
Mm-hmm.
Just your thoughts, Alabama, Notre Dame, who should be ranked higher?
I don't. I personally, I don't think Alabama should be in the playoffs, and I've been on Alabama all season. You know that. I mean, if they beat Georgia, obviously they should be in the playoffs. That means I don't think Georgia should be in it if they lose because you lost to Alabama twice, so you can't beat the team who's basically very beatable, as we see. Notre Dame should not be in it because right now they have them playing Texas A&M again. If you're gonna penalize teams for losing the first week, shouldn't Texas be in then? Even though Notre Dame played Texas A&M the second week, so Notre Dame's first two losses were the first 2 weeks of the season against we say probably two of the best teams, could be two of the best teams maybe over the
Yeah.
season. We say that, but yet you have them rematching the team that they lost to, so that makes no sense. Even though they won 10 straight games, which doesn't matter because they can't beat the big teams. They couldn't beat Miami. They could be Texas A&M. Texas's only
They're
loss is to their only big loss is to Georgia and Ohio State. We think two of the best teams in the nation probably. So if that's the case, Texas should be in that number 9 spot, and Miami should be the number 10 spot. But Texas A&M probably should not be in it because they're not playing in the conference championship.
I can't argue that too much. I mean, they'll bring up the Florida loss with Texas, but you can bring up the Florida loss with Texas, but you can't bring up the Florida State loss to Alabama. That's interesting. One thing I will say, Notre Dame, probably their best win if you take USC out of it, is Boise State. Think about that. If you look at North Carolina, if you look at Notre Dame's schedule, they've only played 4 teams with a winning record. 4. And Boise State is playing in the Mountain West Championship. So if Boise State wins, that victory gets better. Depending on how you view the Mountain West.
But at the same time, though, we get it. You play a schedule in front of you, but like I said with Ohio State, how you win matters. Like how you like if you beat these teams by a touchdown or 3 points, and you're significantly better than them, that doesn't give me hope that you're a great team. Because the great teams blow teams out, especially in college football.
Most definitely, man.
We just
I'm
so we
kind of
just saw
down
it.
right now, man, because like I can't really believe this is happening. 'Cause I don't see Miami getting in. And that's my squad, y'all. Y'all know that by now. And
We ain't mentioned Duke yet.
so I'm praying so hard for Duke to win the ACC championship. I want them to win. So, and it's no disrespect to Virginia. It's just this conference deserves to be penalized for the idiotic leadership that they got in place. And they agreed to this 12-team playoff thinking it was going to help the ACC. Look at what happened. Everybody saw this a mile away. It was just going to be more SEC teams in the tournament. Just more money for that conference.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew this. But the Big 12, the ACC, all these guys agreed to this ridiculous jump up to 12-team format thing that's going to help them. And look at them now. You still got one team in if you Big 12. You might not even have a single team in if Virginia don't win the ACC. Ridiculous, man. And I just don't understand how Alabama jumped over Notre Dame after a tooth and nail fight with Auburn. And Miami's been leading the nation in victory over the past month by 27.5 points, and they still can't jump over Notre Dame. They still can't get in the same conversation as Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping if Alabama wins or loses, I don't even know if it matters if Alabama wins or loses. I don't know if it helps if Alabama wins or hurts if Alabama wins.
I think if they lose, they're not in it. I firmly believe that. Because you can't put a 3-loss Alabama team and not put a 3-loss Texas team who beat 3 top 10 ranked teams.
Yeah, if Alabama has 3 losses, I think they should be out. And I think they will be out. I don't think any 3-loss team should get in, honestly. If BYU's sitting there with 1 loss or 2 losses, I don't think
2
you can justify putting it.
2 losses to the same team.
To the same team? The conversations between BYU and Miami, honestly, both of those teams should be in over Notre Dame.
In Alabama.
It's going to be real. In Alabama. I think if you rank them, you have to go BYU with the 1 loss. You go Miami. You go Alabama. You go Notre Dame. Those are the 4 teams. But I think the way they did it, they ranked them based on brand.
Yep.
You put Alabama at the top, then Notre Dame, then Miami, then BYU. I think the committee has got it out. They're showing favoritism. They're catering to the logo and not the product on the field. And I think that's bad precedent to set. It's not if the games on the field don't matter. What are we doing? Just tell us in September who you're gonna put in the tournament and be done with it.
I mean, I think they should. They have the criteria. They need a press conference to why they pick these teams. Don't just get in the room and talk amongst yourself. Make it. I want to see it live. Make the pick.
I was about to live stream what they're talking about in those rooms.
Makes the picks
Who
live.
Who saw what game? Who's watching who?
And with it being live, defend your case. If you defend your case, we cannot go against you. Yeah, we still have our opinions, but you make it. Don't leave us up to question. Tell us why you did it this way, and maybe you might convince us.
For transparency, what can you say?
Exactly.
I mean, they give you the reason why they didn't do it, and for transparency, why they're making the decision. What can you say? Whether they be live via Skype, Zoom, or they all in the same room. I want to see it.
I mean, I feel like we deserve to see it. As football fans, we deserve to see why Alabama's still in. Why is Notre Dame at number 10? Why is Miami not in it? Why are these teams that shouldn't deserve it? If we're being honest, should Texas A&M be in?
If we be honest, should Oklahoma be in? Have you seen Oklahoma play this last month?
Yeah,
I don't want to see the Oklahoma play.
I said that.
I just don't buy them being one of the top 10 teams, really top 20 teams in the country, to be honest with you.
I think it's
They haven't been.
It's Material's fault. Yeah. I think they rushed it back.
They had great defensive line, and that's it. I mean, when John Material broke his hand and everything, all the magic left the building.
Mm-hmm. Man, you
I
take
just
out
don't jump.
Oklahoma, Alabama, Notre Dame. You put in BYU, Miami. Leave one more chance up to I guess the what do you call them, the at large bid, because I feel like two at large bids teams should be in. If that's the case.
Somebody, James Madison, an American champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this scenario, if Duke wins, I think they both get in. So I want to help those conferences out. So do a solid for the small guys. Go out there and win.
Go out there and win.
Let James Madison, the winner between North Texas and Tulane, both get in.
Tulane should not be in it because their coach is gone.
Ooh. Nice segue. Speaking of coaches being gone, Lane Kiffin has officially left for LSU. What a mess that turned out to be. And guess what the rankings reflected in Ole Miss?
Nothing.
They moved up a spot. So what are we doing?
Florida State.
A couple years ago, Florida State lost their starting quarterback, Jordan Travis. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Jordan Travis.
He actually never recovered from the injury. He medically retired from football this offseason. But they officially dropped Florida State out of the tournament for losing their quarterback. They were 13-0.
To number 2.
But yet, you take them out, but you put Ole Miss a slot ahead. You bump them up. What are we doing? I don't understand. And they lose their head coach. They lose most of the offensive staff. They keep Charlie Weiss Jr. and they keep Pete Golding. But what are we doing?
And they only keep Lane Kiffin only kept Pete because he didn't want Ole Miss to be penalized in the playoff committee. You're the head coach. So how much power does Charlie really have?
Exactly.
Because you're the offensive genius.
Lane Kiffin's calling it offense. We're not crazy.
Right.
So what are we doing? If you do that, the only difference is one team's in the ACC, one team's in the SEC. But hey, they say it's not a bias. So I'm just curious of what's really going on here. And your thoughts on Ole Miss moving up?
I've seen them people in the media talk about how it's not fair that Ole Miss is still in it just because their coach isn't there. So we're not the only ones who feel this way, people. Like, they set the precedent 3 years ago. Now you got to follow that precedent. Ole Miss should not be in it at all. And don't say he couldn't coach in the game. Memphis coach, not Memphis coach, somebody's coach, I can't think of his name right now, is able to coach still even after taking another job. I want to say it was
James Madison coach.
He went to UCLA. He's still able to coach in the championship. So you're telling me that Lane Kiffin would not have been able to coach in the championship?
LSU wanted him to start immediately. He had to come then, so he could not stay and coach. LSU ready to. They got a signing day coming up. They wanted secure recruits, transfer portal, all that. Their season's over. They have to get on the road. They have big. What can I say? They have big expectations, so they needed Lane Kiffin in. So he had to go. So that he could not stay. So that affects Ole Miss, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Bob Cousy over there at James Madison, he takes a UCLA job. UCLA takes a different approach. They know their season's over as well. They're not even going bowling. They don't even put the pressure on James because they know what kind of magical season James Madison's had. There's not going to be a James Madison type season at 11-1 every single year.
Especially when you allow coach to do that, he's probably going to bring players with him because, like, hey, we trust this guy.
Exactly. He's not only going to, they also say if they make the college football playoffs, they will let him coach in the college football playoffs. That's a big deal.
Exactly, because you're UCLA. You have no problem getting crews because you're in central LA. The landscape is there. You got your coach now. You're fine. Let this man do his job. Same with LSU. And newsflash, people, it's illegal to tell people when they can start working when they have another job already. You can't do that. Either you give them a job, if you offer them a job, they accept the job. It's their job. You can't make them come to work any sooner than what they're supposed to if they're already at another job. So let's just get that out the way. It's illegal. But it's college football. Nothing seems to be right.
Nothing is right, man. Shout out to UCLA for doing the right thing. I really
And
respect that.
finally getting the coach.
I'm hoping that things work out for them. I really like the coach they hired, and I want to see UCLA elevated.
If Nico stays,
Back
they will be.
into Nico what?
If Nico stays, they will be elevated.
Okay, well, let's hope Nico stays. Oregon at 5. Your thoughts? I'm a little shocked.
I mean, I'm shocked, but all year, you said they haven't played anybody. They beat USC, they beat Washington. I thought Washington was going to win, but apparently Washington's coach can't seem that you can't play man coverage against Oregon because your guys aren't better than their guys. So, I mean, number 5. I give about 6 or 7, maybe 8, just because we know who the top dogs in the conference is. But the way Alabama's seeded, I guess you got to keep them at number 5, though.
Yeah, it was weird to me, but I was like, well, who else would I put there? So I guess 5 makes sense because
everything else between 6 and 10 are jacked up.
6 and because exactly all this rankings for 6 and 10 aren't right. So. I guess Oregon at 5 makes the most sense.
I don't want to see Oregon play Tulane. I know that for a fact. I don't want to see that.
It's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad.
And you know what they're gonna say if it's a blowout?
Say what?
You know what they're gonna say if it's a blowout? They're gonna be like, so why is Tulane in here?
I back to my point. The group of 5 needs their own tournament. I don't think it's fair for a group of 5 to have to play these big money schools. I know they want their recognition.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they'd be better off having their own tournament. That video will be dropping after the conference championships. I'm gonna seed a 12-team group of 5 tournament, and we're gonna name a champion. More on that later. But yeah, I don't even think Tulane beats North Texas, to be honest with you.
I think they beat North Texas, but at the same time, I don't think North Texas beats any of those teams.
I think it's one and done for both of the G5 teams, and that ain't fair. Like, they changed the seeding so they can't get a home game like Boise did, whatever. So, or bye like Boise did. So I don't like that. But
and then the 12 teams, you made 12 teams just to put one of these guys in, just one, even though these guys have been having magical seasons all year. Come on now, what? This doesn't make any sense.
I think this thing will be tweaked in the off season. I would not be surprised if they say, a group of 5, we're gonna get your own tournament. I think it's coming sooner or later. If it's not next year, the year after that, they're gonna get their own tournament, their own national champion. They might even allow whoever wins the subdivision, like the Montana states or whatever of the world's, the North Dakota states, to come in and be their at-large bid, to enter their tournament. I think that'd be a good look.
No Jackson State in there.
Could be, man. They right there. They like in that same little, like, they in that North Dakota State size.
Yeah.
Look at number 4. You got Texas Tech. I think that's perfect seeding for them. Strength of schedule is not as strong as some of the other teams in the tournament, but they got victory over BYU, over Arizona State, over Utah, all in dominant fashion. I'm glad they have the bye. I hope they can hold on to it. I hope that BYU not getting in is not as dismissing them losing to Texas Tech again. But it looks like that's what it's going to come down to.
Let me ask you
if BYU wins, is Texas Tech for sure in?
Yes.
Where would you see them?
Well,
and who you taking out?
If BYU wins, I'm giving BYU the bye because they are the conference champion. I'm taking out Alabama if they lose. But if Alabama wins, I guess you got to take out Texas A&M.
So Oklahoma's, in your opinion, is in there. They're safe.
Well, if I forgot Oklahoma, 2-loss team, so take Oklahoma out and put BYU in.
Yeah, I think I like that better.
But if Alabama loses and BYU wins, I think you got to take out both Oklahoma and Alabama.
That opens the door for the next team. That should be Miami, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But any more thoughts on this college football ranking?
Just want to say that the 14 format that they had for a long time, I feel like it was still better than this. Because
Oh yeah,
now you're just putting in 12 teams that you just want to see at this point. But at least with the 4 teams, you're literally putting in the 4 best teams. So I guess because with the 4 teams, you had no room for error. You had to go basically undefeated. So now you can lose 2 or 3 games and still get in, which I think is pretty crazy.
I think they need to set a precedent. Any team with 3 or more losses and ineligible for the tournament. That's rule one. Whatever you done in the season should not matter. If you beat the 1, 2, and 3 teams in the country, and you still got 3 losses, you shouldn't be getting in. Point blank. If you don't finish in the top 8 of your conference, the top 4 of your conference, you don't get in. Period. Head to head trumps everything. Period. Because I'm not going to put all this emphasis on strength of schedule when teams are stuck in a conference they don't want to be in. Why would I judge them based on that?
I also don't want to see rematches. I don't want to see a rematch of teams who already played.
Yeah, I can't really. Sometimes you can't really avoid that. So,
I know that's so. But I bet if you change the rankings up, you can avoid it.
There you go. Also, full transparency. You just don't put out a ranking. You have to go live, television, internet. I don't care. I don't give a damn if we got to call a hotline, but I need to hear what's going on in that room.
And imagine the amount of views people will watch to see these folks talk about this ranking live. If y'all want to talk about money, you're leaving money on the table.
It'll do numbers. Man, it'll do numbers.
Every CBS, ESPN, Fox, all y'all could stream this, and it will still do numbers.
They'll cover it on C-SPAN. I promise you.
It will be the presidential address. Like, it will be on every channel.
Everybody be watching it.
Hell, Netflix might get it.
Everybody's watching it. I think we're good at the top 3 with Ohio State, Indiana, and Georgia. I think there's no discussion there. I think they got that right.
Oh, yeah.
I think they got Texas A&M right.
Unless Georgia loses.
The grand scheme of things, they got Oregon right. But I think the buck stops there. Everything else, 6 through 10, is a complete mess. Wrong teams, wrong order. 3 teams in that shouldn't be in. 1 team, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Texas A&M is ranked right. I don't know. But 6, 8, 9, 10, I got a big right with. So I don't know. It really hurts, man. I just seeing how they value certain conferences over. It's just loyalty over everything right now, man. And that's why these broadcasting channels shouldn't have any stake in these conferences. Because this is what you get. You get an ESPN's conference all over the tournament. And people would like to tell you otherwise. The SEC has better players and all that stuff. They have better players based on the fact they get more publicity because the sports channel, is promoting them. So, but that's all I got, football fam. Ty, you got anything else?
That's it, man. Just make it live. That's all. I just want to hear discussions. That's it.
That's all we got, football fam. That's your playoff ranking. I'm gonna give you the bracket real quick. You got top seed Ohio State, 2 Indiana, 3 Georgia, 4 Texas Tech, and then your 5 versus 12 matchup. We got Oregon versus a large bid, probably Tulane, North Texas, or James Madison. Winner of that faces Texas Tech. Your 8 and 9 matchup is Oklahoma at 8, Alabama 9. Winner face Ohio State. Your 6-11 matchup, you have Ole Miss going up against either, like I said, the American or the Sun Belt champion, and the winner places Georgia. And your 7-10, you got the rematch between Notre Dame and Texas A&M home and Notre Dame, and winner plays Indiana. There you have it. Looking at this bracket, I think the path to victory is easiest for
Oregon.
Maybe Georgia. I don't know, but I don't want to jump that far ahead. I want to see a final bracket before I start doing all that. But hey, that's all we got, guys. We out.